Hello, gentlemen, and welcome to the Men Save Your Marriage show. My name is Terry. I'm your host. I did an autopsy on my failed marriage, and now I use the lessons that I learned to coach other men on how to save their marriage before it fails. I'm going to share with you the things I wish someone would have shared with me before my marriage failed. Are you ready? Let's get started. Hello, gentlemen, and welcome back to the Men Save Your Marriage show. This is episode number 32. It is part 2 of our new 10-part series on rebuilding intimacy and emotional connection. Today, we're going to be talking about the secret to her opening up again. Let me hit you with something hard before we step into the ring, shall we? When your wife talks to you, is she relaxed, or is she calculating every word, bracing for your reaction? That's what we're going to talk about today. So you heard the bell. We stepped back into the ring, and here we go. It's you and I. We are in a fight. We're not fighting each other. We're fighting together for your marriage. So let's jump into this, shall we? Rebuilding intimacy and emotional connection and emotional safety. Episode 33, The Secret to Her Opening Up Again. This one is huge. I keep saying that a lot as I go through these because I spend so much time thinking about my mistakes and where my marriage was. And this is one of these episodes. There's some things in here. This one, as I wrote this out, I realized that, dear God, if I would have had somebody teaching me these things 15 or 20 years ago, my marriage would still be going strong. I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you as a horrible warning. Instead, I would be a great example. But nevertheless, that's just where we are. So I hope this hits you and you take it in and use this information and save your marriage. I really do. So let's jump into this, shall we? Again, I want to ask you that question again. When your wife talks to you, is she relaxed or is she calculating every word, bracing for your reaction? Okay? Most men have no clue how much damage they do with just a look, a sigh, a careless comment, or above all else, that cold silence. Listen, you're either building emotional safety in your home or you're tearing it down. Brick by brick, there's no in between. You are either continually building emotional safety or you are tearing it down. And here's the truth most men don't get until it's almost too late. I didn't get this truth until it was too late. I'm hoping I get it to you before it's almost too late. If your wife does not feel emotionally safe with you, she won't fully open up her heart or her body ever again. You have to understand how significant and important this is to women. Gentlemen, you have no choice. Safety is the bedrock of trust, and trust is the soil where real intimacy grows. Safety is the bedrock of trust, and trust is that soil where intimacy grows. So we're going to unpack what emotional safety actually looks like, how you're probably screwing it up. I'm just going to be straight up front with you without even realizing it, and what it takes to rebuild it moment by moment. So if you're ready, we're going to get to work. All right, as always, I'm going to come at you with 3 points today. I'm going to dig into these a little deeper than we normally do, but this is worth digging into. So get ready. Here's point number 1. Emotional safety means she doesn't have to brace herself. And that's probably something, that sentence alone sounds foreign to most of us. Emotional, what do you mean brace herself? Well, she may not be flinching, but that doesn't mean she's not guarding herself. Not from violence, but from disconnection. Let me pause right here to say also, gentlemen, that if your wife, if your spouse, if your girlfriend, if your live-in, whatever she may be, if she has to guard herself from violence, then you need to turn this off and you need to seek some professional help. I mean, I'm talking physical violence. Then this is not the place for you, and I don't have answers for you. And be perfectly honest, if we're face to face and you're guarding, and she has to guard herself from physical violence, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to teach you. I don't want to pour into you. I want to beat the shit out of you. Okay? No, there's no place for physical violence. So when I say this, I am talking about emotional. I am talking about the ignoring her, the cold stares. That's what I'm talking about here. So she may not be flinching, but doesn't mean she's not guarding herself. Again, not from violence, but from disconnection. That's what those cold stares and the sigh and all the things that we tend to do, right? That's what she's bracing herself from. And here's what she's wondering, okay? She's wondering things like, can I say this without him shutting down? Will he get defensive or make this about him again? Is it even worth bringing this up? These are the kind of things that she's thinking about and wondering as she's thinking about the possibility of maybe bringing up a topic or a subject in a conversation. And if she's flinching, if she's thinking about this and pausing to contemplate whether or not she should bring this up, then she's not emotionally safe. She's bracing herself for every conversation. So if she's asking these questions, she's obviously not safe. And if she's not safe, your marriage is bleeding out slowly. You may not see it. She may still be sleeping with you. You may still be going through the motions. But I promise you that marriage is bleeding out slowly right now. And she's starting to shut down. She'll stop talking. She keeps the peace by walking on eggshells. And you start wondering why the sex is gone, why she's distant, or why she just doesn't seem happy. This is why, gentlemen. Hear me out, guys. If your wife has to armor up to talk to you, your marriage is already in a war zone. Now, there may not be bombs and rockets and grenades going off, but I promise you, let me say that again. If your wife has to armor up to talk to you, if she has to kind of gird herself and get ready for this conversation because she knows it's going to be a full-on fight, your marriage is already in a war zone. But just like the disconnection happened moment by moment, you can rebuild safety moment by moment. This episode right here today, as you're listening to this, episode 33, this is a turning point for you in your marriage if you will listen to what I'm telling you. Point 2, how you are unknowingly sabotaging emotional safety. You're not trying to be the bad guy, are you? But intentions don't matter here. Only thing that matters here in your marriage, in this most sacred place, is impact. Again, your intentions do not matter here. Only impact matters. So here are 3 common ways men wreck emotional safety without even knowing it. Now, you don't have to raise your hand. You don't have to, stand up and tell everybody, oh, no, this one's me. But you do need to pay attention, and you need to listen to what I'm telling you, and you need to be open and honest with yourself and figure out which one of these you may be doing, or which 2, or even all 3. Number 1, you minimize her feelings. You may be saying things like, oh, you're overreacting, or why are you being so dramatic? This isn't a big deal. Come on, we've all said those things, right? But here's the translation in her head. What she's hearing is, your feelings don't matter. You're the problem. That's what you're telling her without saying it specifically. And when you downplay her pain, you don't come off as strong. You come off as unsafe. She doesn't feel comforted. She feels dismissed and alone. So that's the first one. You're minimizing her feelings. The second one, fixing instead of listening. Oh, my God, did I do this one? I still try to do this one and don't even know why I do it. Your wife doesn't want you to fix her. She wants to know that you give a damn about what's going on inside of her. See, you think jumping to solutions shows leadership, but it doesn't. Connection comes first. Then you earn the right to help. Now, I'm going to say that again slowly. And try to beat this in your head, write it down, type it into your phone. Connection comes first. Then you earn the right to help. And you are not being the hero by immediately jumping to fixing a problem. So why don't you maybe just try this line instead? Do you want me to fix this, or do you just need me to hear you out? Do you want me to fix this, or do you just want me to hear you out? That sounds so simple, and in our minds, men, we cannot even really contemplate that. Why would I just say that out loud? That's stupid. But the truth is, she needs to hear it. She needs to know that you are aware enough to say, wait a minute, I've already got a solution in mind, but I need to pause right here. I want you to feel like I'm listening. So do you want me to fix this, or do you just want me to hear you out? That's all you got to do. See, that's leadership. That's presence. That's power under control. You're saying to her, I've got a solution, but that my solution is not nearly as important as what you're feeling and what you're going through. So let me connect with you first, and then you'll tell me if and when you're ready for a potential solution. That's connection. That is earning the right to help. because you've made connection first. All right, number 3, getting defensive instead of owning it. Oh, boy, am I good at this one. And listen, every one of you guys listening, you have to take a back seat. You can be number 2. Nobody is number 1 in this spot except for me. Getting defensive instead of owning it. When she brings up a concern and you jump in with, well, that's not what I meant, or you're twisting things, or you always do this, right? I've said all those things. I've said every single one of them and probably 10 others. What you just told her was, you can't trust me with your truth. You can't trust me with your feelings. And you are going to do your best to get defensive to protect yourself. Speaking of protection, defensiveness might protect your pride in the moment, but it's torching your connection with her. Long term, you're killing it. If every conversation becomes a courtroom, she's going to stop showing up for the trial. And so your defensiveness will not work. These are just a few of the points on how you're unknowingly sabotaging your emotional safety. Okay? And I want you to stay through all the way to the end because I'm going to drop you a little favor here and here towards the end. Point number 3, rebuilding emotional safety one moment at a time. You don't earn back emotional safety with a grand gesture. No. You build it with 1,000 small, steady ones. If you heard in the last episode, I told you the name of my parent company is called Stacking Singles because I went through life trying to be the hero, trying to hit the grand slam, trying to hit the home run. And I finally realized, unfortunately, way too late, well after my marriage was dead, I realized that I should have just been stacking singles. A little connection today, a little favor tomorrow, a little listening and a fresh connection the next day. Stack one single run after another. Every time you stack 4 singles, that you score a run. I don't need to go out there and hit home runs and swing for the fences. I just need to be consistent every day stacking singles. That's how you win. So you don't earn back emotional safety with one grand gesture. You build it with 1,000 small ones, steady ones, consistently, day in and day out. Okay, this is how you do it. It's time for you to man up, look yourself in the mirror, put on your big boy pants, whatever you need to tell yourself, start sacking these small singles every single day. All right, so how do you rebuild this emotional safety one moment at a time? Here's a few. Number 1, respond with calm curiosity. When she says something, especially when she says something hard or even unfair, you don't react. This is an opportunity for you to lead, mister. Absolutely. You pause, you breathe, and then you just say something like, help me understand what you're feeling. Or maybe it's, well, can you tell me a little more? That moment of calm leadership will melt more ice in her than a dozen romantic gestures. You have no idea the power of that calm leadership in a pivotal moment like that. When she's finally been pushed to the edge, or it's kind of bubbled up inside of her to the point that she needs to say something, and she's guarded herself, and she's got her defenses up, and she's ready for whatever you're going to come at her with. And when you hear it, and you come back at her with something like that, okay, wait a minute. Tell me more. Help me understand how you're feeling. Oh, you have no idea the amount of ice that you just melted between the two of you. Okay? There's not a romantic gesture that you can come up with in your small mind that's going to compare to what that just did for her. Okay? So you've got to respond with calm curiosity. Here's another one. Validate her feelings even if you don't agree. See, we immediately jump to defensiveness because we don't agree, when the truth is validation doesn't mean we agree. It just means we're honoring what she's feeling, right? Try something like this. Well, that makes sense, but why would you feel that way? Or maybe, I get why you're hurt. Thank you for telling me. Right? You're validating exactly what she's saying, but there was no defensiveness in those 2 sentences, was there? You're just validating it. That's it. You're not agreeing. You're not getting defensive. You're just validating her feelings. This is about being a safe place, not proving a point. Here's another one. Apologize without conditions. Forget the I'm sorry you feel that way garbage. Okay? And that was good. God, I can't tell you how many times I've said that line. Okay? Instead, something like this. I see how you're hurt. That's on me. I'm sorry, and I want to do better. Now, see what you did there was you just took ownership. that actually builds trust and strength, because there was no conditions, there was no, no justifications. It was just ownership. That's it. I see how you're hurt. You know what? That makes sense. That's on me. I'm sorry. I want to do better. Can you forgive me? Done. That's how you apologize without conditions. And finally, here's one. Be the same man every day. Emotional safety isn't built in one conversation. It's built in consistency. Show up every day, steady, mature, and present. Let her see that you can handle her, that you listen, that you don't blow up, and that you really do give a damn how she feels and what she's going through. See, that's the man she'll trust again. That's the man she'll open up to. That's the man she'll want to be close to again, emotionally and physically. This is how it works, guys. This is how you go about doing this so that you can begin to rebuild that connection with her. All right, before we wrap this up, I just want to say, because you're listening to all this, and I'm maybe being a bit more, stern than maybe I normally am on these episodes. That's because this one, as I wrote this one out and as I started to take the lessons I've learned over the last few years and really doing that autopsy on my marriage, this is the one where I realized, God, if I would have fixed these, it would have changed everything. Okay? So I want you to get this. Now, I told you I was going to drop. Here's 2 ways that you can get this, and I want you to start immediately, because your marriage isn't where you want it to be. Maybe it's on life support. Maybe the silence in your house is louder than the arguments used to be. Maybe your wife has already checked out emotionally, or maybe you have. As you know, I've been there. I'm telling you from my experience, what I've gone through. And if you're ready to stop watching your marriage die and you actually want to do something about it, this is how you're going to do it. These are 2 ways you can do something about it immediately. First of all, I want you to go to mensaveyourmarriage.com/reset. I have created something that's called the 7-Day Marriage Reset Challenge. It is free to you, and it will be a series of conversations from me to you over 7 days. It's not intrusive. It's not overbearing. But what it's going to do is it's going to bring one thought a day to you to help you reset your marriage. This is going to be challenges in each day on what you can do in evaluating your marriage and how you can work to save it. So mensaveyourmarriage.com/reset. And the other thing I want you to do is today's episodes, go to the show notes. The lines that you heard me say, the things that you should be saying to her, the ways that you could respond to her, I have it all written out in the show notes. So you need to go check out the show notes. You can copy these, save them to your phone, start working on them. How would I say this? How would I approach this? And take what Terry's telling me here and these words that he gave me and put them in my own words. It's really about how you respond to her. So go get the show notes. You can go right to wherever you download your podcast from and get the show notes, and then make sure you go for the 7-Day Marriage Reset Challenge, mensaveyourmarriage.com/reset. All right, now that you've got that good information and those avenues to help you save your marriage, let's wrap this up. Ready? So we're going to be real. I'm going to take a little sip of this bourbon here, and we're going to wrap this up. We're going to be real. Emotional safety isn't soft. It's masculine. It's strength under control. Your wife is not asking for perfection. She's asking for safety. Can she come to you without fear? Can she trust you with her heart? If you want the intimacy back, gentlemen, the warmth, the connection, even the sex, then this is where it starts. Make this your commitment today. Are you ready? I will become a man who creates safety in my home, emotionally, spiritually, and relationally. Every time you stay calm, listen well, validate her heart, and take ownership, you lay another brick in this foundation. And when the foundation is strong, she's going to open up to you again. She'll open up her heart, her trust, and yes, probably her body too. All right, so a call to action here and a final thought. If this episode slapped you in the face in a good way, then don't keep it to yourself. If it slapped you in the face in a bad way, reach out to me. I want to hear from you. You've got my number. You can text me at 812-648-3380. I want to know if it upsets you. I want to know how you're feeling about it. But if it slapped you in the face in a good way, don't waste your energy on me. Turn that energy towards her. Don't keep this to yourself, though. Subscribe, leave a review, and share this with another man who's drifting. We don't keep tools like this in our toolbox. We pass them on to somebody else that may be going through the same thing. And that's what I'm asking you to do today. And as a final thought, here it is, gentlemen. A woman may open her body to a man she tolerates, but she'll only open her soul to a man who makes her feel safe. Let that settle in. And until next time, have a great day.